Should I? It's alright. It's alright.
Just about.
Just about.
This is. What have you done?
Hello and welcome to a very, 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 very special episode of Over 2 Cans, or should I say 3 cans. We have Jordan Mower with us. He is the owner and founder of UnBarred Brewery in Brighton. And we've kept our promise, Alex, haven't we? We are here. It's our second brewery visit. It's been a while. I think we wished it was a bit earlier on in the year, but we're here now.
Yeah, I think we wish we were probably on brewery visit 5 or 6 so far, but it's only 2, but
It is.
I couldn't think of a better place to be, so...
Jordan, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank you for coming
it.
down.
Thank you so much. We are cracking on with Juicy to begin with, which is a staple of UnBarred Brewery in your core range.
It is. That's our flagship beer.
Yeah, I'd probably say it's one of your most celebrated beers of all time.
It is.
Yeah.
It's through lockdown. We had people. We had a lot of kegs. A lot of breweries did. It was only 6 months we were open before lockdown hit. And when the pubs opened, all the kegs we managed to get into bottles to deliver locally. On the other side of it, we had 3 or 4 different pubs say to us, they were queuing outside, have you got Juicy on?
Yeah.
And if they didn't have Juicy on, they'd go to the next pub. People were texting each other where Juicy's been.
That's great.
That's
That's great. Yeah, I mean, it's on our local craft beer pub at the moment, and we love this beer, don't we? It's just,
Is it a core at the start, or is it just on at the moment?
No, I think it's kind of got its own line now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, it's been there for months. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless people aren't drinking it.
No, when we go in there, though, I look at what's there, and I only go for what's new.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I tend to ignore the core, but next time I go in there, I'll definitely be drinking it.
It's, I think Juicy is just one of those beers where if you just want something nice and easy, it's at a gold standard, and you just, it's just there. It's ready to go and ready to be enjoyed, which is great.
That's the beer you grab whilst you think about what you have in there.
I think Juicy, well, for me, it's a close contest for your most celebrated beer is between Juicy and Bueno Shake. I don't think I could choose one out of the two.
Yeah.
What's your favourite?
You get asked that. It's like choosing one of your kids. Every beer's got a moment, and every beer's got a story or something behind it that's important to me. But Juicy, I'm very proud. We set off to make that a flagship beer at the start, and we didn't start canning it until halfway through lockdown.
Yeah.
Because we just wanted to dial it in, change the yeast, change the volumes of hops, the hops process, and now hopefully it's a super soft, smashable New England style.
Yeah,
1.1% smashable.
It's so fluffy. It's lovely. The mouth feels beautiful. I was gonna say, do you think? Because we were looking back on your old Instagram post, and I think the first beer you ever brewed was called Benchmark.
Oh wow!
In the bottles.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that is going back.
Yeah, so Alex was like, we need to look at what his first Instagram, or UnBarred's first Instagram post was.
That is a really good toy.
So I was sitting there and I scrolled for about 10 minutes
Yeah, there was a lot of pictures, wasn't there?
yeah.
to get to the bottom, and we saw Benchmark in the bottles.
So that is the first one.
Yeah. And I think it's, how many likes has it got?
10.
I love that.
So that is in the sheds where UnBarred started on a 50-litre kit. So it was Hove's first nano brewery. Brighton and Hove is a city. And I was doing very small batch in bowls. I put the first cask of Benchmark into a Canberra beer festival, the Sussex Beer Festival, and won Best of Show. And only on the shield that I got was Dark Star, Burning Sky, and then UnBarred.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the moment where I was like, to my wife, I think I want to leave my well-paid job and go become a brewer.
Yeah.
But
Fortunately, she supported me. But the time of Juicy, it's the same hops as Benchmark.
Right.
So this is an evolved state. of
That's very
what
interesting.
Benchmark was.
So this was in May 2015, but you say you've only been going for 3 years as a brewery, so
On this site, yeah.
on this site, right?
so
Okay.
so Benchmark was one of your creations in your shed.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am right in assuming that.
Absolutely.
Cool. Because we were looking at your history a little bit,
Yeah.
and we uncovered that you were head brewer at Two Tribes for a little while.
I was. So that was my first. It was King Beer, and which was a very traditional brewery, and they were changing that into Two Tribes at the time. So the guy that was doing crazy shit in his shed. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
Oh no, go for it, mate. Alex just got a job on his hands.
It was like let's push on some of these ideas.
Yeah.
So I got qualified, went to Institute of Brewing and Distilling, became head brewer there, and then from there went to a brewery that wanted to start a homebrew school but had space to grow into a real decent sized brewery.
Yeah.
So I went up to there, became head brewer there very quickly, and brewed for loads of breweries, lots of local breweries that we know of. I even brewed with Danny with Beak, that they recently went to those guys.
Yeah.
Lots of beer, hands right up to Goose Island. So brewed a lot of stuff, and then I was brewing, earning just enough money to brew a little bit of UnBarred and deliver it out the back of my car.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
yeah,
nice that you got the wife's support as well.
she did support me through it. She did believe it would work, fortunately.
Good.
Yeah, so really celebrating 3 years would be the date that we started here, and I
Right.
finally had a team around me that
Yeah.
believed in one product. We're not brewing loads of other breweries, one brand, and yeah, we've grown 4 times fold.
It's amazing.
For all the storms that we've had.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's really interesting. You've already touched upon it, your kind of experimentation and kind of not having a set ceiling, which is nice to hear. Especially, you know, talking about that kind of was originating from Benchmark, which was your first
Yeah.
ever beer, which is nice. Nice to have that journey on a beer,
Yeah.
which is great.
No, all our beers tend to have a story and a reason.
Yeah.
behind them.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. It's a lot enough going into it.
Yeah, we were talking because we were trying to come up with, because we'd love to kind of do a collab at some point for our YouTube channel, and Over Two Cans collab. And we sat in a pub one night, I think, and we were talking about calling a beer kind of, it was something like Juicy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then we found out that you had already made your beer Juicy, and we're like, damn, that's that dream out the window.
It was,
And
yeah.
it's really hard naming beers. Most of our beers are so literal. You know, Idaho 7 Vice. Guess what that is? It's a Vice beer of Idaho 7. But yeah, Juicy, to be able to get a flagship beer that's got one word
Yeah.
and no one else has already taken. Obviously it's spelled with a bit of confusion.
Yeah.
Juicy.
And that's how it should be said.
There is the naming of beer is either like you just go very like obvious and then you name all of the hops and stuff, or you're going like completely off kilter and you just pick out some random words and that creates the name of your beer, doesn't it? But
Yes.
you guys are sticking to the easy way, I guess.
Yeah.
the more simple way.
Slow us
I
down
know.
if you
Yeah,
have to
just
be
trying
really
to
clever.
trying to think up everything.
But
We,
with that personal story as well behind each one, which is great.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
That sentiment's brilliant. What were you going to say?
So obviously this is a Over Two Cans podcast, and we like to promote can design and can art and the beer in a can. So we also found on your Instagram the first set of cans that you ever brewed.
Yeah.
So that was in 2017. So are you able to talk us through these?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got there the OPA. So this is first naming. Let's just do abbreviations. Orange Pale Ale, and that was closer to more of a West Coast style in this sense that it was crystal clear. It was light, delicate. There was orange zest used in there. Mandarina Bavaria hops. So using everything to create this delicate orangey beer. If someone was to say make a orange beer now, it would probably be a thick hazy orange juice,
Yeah.
tons of it.
Yeah.
But that was how I opened the first conversations with Roosevelt, which are obviously a mecca of beer, and we're like, that was the beer that we, got a sample. We need to talk to you. We need to hang out. So that was the orange pale ale, and then 3Bs. 3Bs is still coming back every year.
I love
is
the
it
can design
seasonal?
on that as well.
Yeah. That is, so that's on the continental, and I love to bring continental beers and really showcase how beautiful they are. So 3Bs was first brewed on Brighton Beach with a good friend of mine, Rob, that had a little sub-brand of a brewery called Soundwaves. And we went down the beach, brewed the beer in one pot, like a boil in the bag. So you got the mesh bag with your grains, pulled them out, poured the wort into a plastic container that we then used the sea to cool it down. So we threw that into the sea and used the cask as a buoy. To boil the water. And then it bobbed around for a while, and then when it cooled down, brought it back to the brew shed and fermented it and made 3Bs with Belgian yeast,
Wow.
Eldorado, Waiiti. So you had this sort of fruit bowl flavours from the yeast and from the hops, but crystal clear, lovely frothy head, lovely lacing. And yeah, we brought it out again last year and went back down the beach and filmed.
Was that super small batch then? That first batch
That
then?
was great.
Yeah.
Batches. I managed to get a deal with a mobile canning guy at the time.
Yeah.
And then you got the PA. So that was a pale ale, but I noticed a lot of people said, "Oh, what's the PAT?"
Right.
So it changed from abbreviations. The reason we did the pale ale, I wanted to do a pale ale that changed a lot, so we're going to have different colours, and then it was just to have a really good base pale ale beer. Then you express different hops. At a time, well, I still am, a fan of the Colonel, and just doing great base beer, and let's showcase what these hops can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the way my brain was thinking at the time.
That's amazing. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, the 3Bs you were just talking about, the way you brewed that, the originally, wild brewing.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I've never heard of that before. What, like wild camping?
Yeah.
Like wild
Yeah.
brewing.
I
love that.
In the States, there are some breweries that have an open back truck,
Yeah.
and they've got a cool ship in the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do camping with the brewery. They put wort in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Whatever wild yeast is in the air will latch onto the to the wort and inoculate and start producing a beer. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say is wild camping.
Yeah.
And then they take that back, so God knows what's in the air at the time.
That's amazing.
And then make a beer from it, and then that holds to the lovely story of remember that night we were all together, and
Yeah.
here's the beer that came from that yeast. It might have been absolutely awful.
That's great. That's amazing.
Right, so stick into Instagram just for one more go.
Sure.
So Sam and I were doing a little research on you, obviously. We came across an old Instagram account of yours.
Okay.
So going back to the first photos of UnBarred. So this was presumably this is before you started brewing, because obviously you've got the brewer's beard now, which you didn't have before.
We got shortened down again.
Yeah, well, we saw the post of you with the. We thought you were living up to your surname with the Mower beard. Where you went through the.
Man chops for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we your photo on your about page, the mutton chops. We were like, that is great.
Because we were trying to find photos of you, and we were like, I couldn't find you anywhere. And then I realised that you'd obviously got rid of your beard, so I was looking for the big mutton chops. But that was a seriously good beard.
You just
there.
change your facial hair a lot.
So we found a photo of you. It's your first photo that you put on Instagram of you, and I assume your now wife, saying you were engaged. This was 411 weeks ago.
Very, very hairless.
Yeah. Look like an egg. So you can see why I've let the beard go a bit.
Yeah, safe to say, I think you look a lot better now.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, congratulations on the engagement 411 weeks ago.
Thank you.
Hope it's still going well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so August will be our anniversary.
Oh, amazing. So that was 2014. So that was
it.
before you were brewing them, was
So
it?
I was still messing around in the
Yeah.
shed, but just getting it registered around then, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We're done with Instagram now.
Are we?
Are we not?
Because I believe there's a person MIA at the moment who we need to get to the bottom of.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, okay.
So we drank a can of. It was the first time UnBarred were featured on the YouTube channel. It was the white toffee. No, the toffee sticky pudding white stout.
Yes.
With that amazing artwork on the can.
Yes.
Illustrator.
Yeah, Lewis. The
Lewis.
local guy.
Yeah. Right. So we had a debate. I thought it was a woman. Alex was like, it's a man because of Lou. I think it was Lou, his name.
Oh, the artist?
Yeah. And then it changed.
We're talking about his Instagram handle here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the only thing that was on the can that we could find. So we did try to do some research on him and couldn't. Well, this person I couldn't find them. So
And then it
this,
came back up on our teaser episode to this episode
Yeah.
when we were drinking all your lovely beers.
Yeah.
And it was your Central IPA. And he designed the artwork on that. And we noticed that his name had changed to Lewis. And we were like, well, it's a man then.
Yeah.
So that was that debate settled. And then we were like, well, we need to find him on Instagram. What happened?
Instagram account has been
Cancelled.
Cancelled, yeah.
Right.
And then we found his Squarespace website, and that was also had been deleted as
And
well.
we were just a little bit worried. 'Cause we just wanted to make sure he was okay.
Lewis, I believe, does identify as a man. He is awesome. He's a barber by trade.
Oh, really?
He's up the road. He looks after my head and Brett's head as well. our
Excellent.
manager as well. He is a comedian of illustration. So you set him a concept and he can work for that.
Yeah.
And he can do it so quick. So he's growing his portfolio. So working for us was great for him to build his portfolio.
Yeah.
And we want to engage with our local creative community as much as we can, from music to visual arts, where we work with everyone locally, and Brighton is an absolute hub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creativity.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, big shout out to Lewis, which I can't say what the strapline is or Instagram.
Well, you'll have to send it to us, and then we'll put it on the video.
Yeah,
'cause-
please do.
But he's still your barber. He's safe and well.
Yes.
Just
Yes,
wanna.
safe and well.
We just want to settle this.
Yeah. And he's
Good.
walking distance from the brewery. I can go to.
Have you got anything lined up with him? Does he design all of your cans? Or
No, we mix it up.
Cool.
We use lots of different people. So this year we're doing an IPA series. So every month we're bringing out, or every other month or so, we're bringing out a new IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using a different street artist for this one. So we've got some incredible street artists that have done some stuff that's being brought even on like BBC, and they're brilliant guys. And we reached out to all of them. So they're doing a can design, and then they're spraying a giant canvas. And then at the end of the year, we're going to auction all the canvases at a big auction event and give all the money to Audioactive, which is a charity. And that's about supporting young creatives and getting into the music industry. A lot of people that just need some support and direction. So it's an amazing charity, and all the creatives again. It's going back into more creatives, doing something amazing. So again, giving back to where we can.
Ah, that's great.
Love that.
Isn't that a great way to live? Isn't it?
If you
Just
can
give
do
it
that
back.
with your day job,
Oh, but it is. It
feeling,
must be so rewarding to do that. Give back to the community. I mean, I was talking to you outside. You're born and bred, Brighton. So it must be really nice for you to kind of give back to all those young creatives. So yeah, that's great. So I believe Alex has a compliment for you.
Do I?
You do. You know what that compliment is?
Do I?
Yes.
I actually don't. I can't. Well, is it in my notes?
Yes, it is.
Just drop the mic. I've got nothing nice to say.
I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's just something we joke about on every episode.
What are you talking about?
The about page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all it is that your about page and website is just fantastic.
Is
it?
Yeah.
We have come across some shockers over our time.
It's always something
I was
overlooked.
meant to get that. Like, Alex has a compliment. The about page on your website is great. Thanks for that, Sam.
I don't want to sleep. Wait.
No,
Yeah,
'cause
no,
we drink a lot of different beers from a lot of different breweries on our episodes, and it's become a long-running joke now that we'll always go to the about page and see what that's saying.
Yeah.
And we genuinely believe an about page is how you sell yourself and how you represent yourself. And yeah, we've read some bad ones, and yours got a 9 out of 10 from Alex.
Oh, thanks.
And actually a 10 out of 10 from me, so yeah.
I'm a bit harsher
It
than
was
Sam. when it
really
comes
good.
to about
Brett
pages.
was telling us that it's a mix of himself, you, and someone. Was it someone else? Drew.
Yeah.
Just boshing out the about page and the descriptions for the beers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really enjoyed reading.
Oh, good. Good. Very
There's a lot.
memorable one.
I like to say there's a lot of about pages straight out of Central Casting where they're just exactly the same. Like,
Yeah.
we're a
We're not
local
gonna name
brewery, we
names.
love beer. No, we won't name names.
Because
Right.
we might want to get an invite later on.
Yeah, true. Well, we've already done them, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, I think we should stop here because we've got our food, haven't we? So
Yeah,
should
yeah.
we just pause and then eat
I
some
was
food?
thinking the exact same thing. Sweet.
Right, Jordan, this is your new recipe for the mango.
New
for
and
the mango
improved.
pale. So on the last episode, Sam, we said how the mango might have been a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I know, and I think we
Not
you
to
know,
sound harsh.
we clearly have similar tastes with maybe having a slight problem with mango infused
Yeah.
beers in general.
So Jordan, your description on your website for this beer basically said that it was tasted like as much mango as mango juice does. But then we tried it and we were like, maybe it needs a slight tweak in the description. But what you've done is you've tweaked the bloody recipe. So so we haven't tried this yet. This is.
No, yeah.
So at the time of filming, this isn't actually released yet, is it? So
Released, no.
when's it coming out?
End of this month.
Okay.
Start of,
Right, so by the time this video is out, you can get this beer, and it's the new version of the mango pale. So you've had it before, get it again. But
I'm
we're going
dying
to
for
try
a
it.
sip, so cheers, guys.
You said you're a bit nervous about this, Jordan.
I mean, the colour already.
If I'm getting slated before you drunk, I'm on the back foot here, aren't I? But yeah, I mean, when first started brewing, like even from the shed, mango was first on. Then it was like people like, putting mango in a beer, that's ridiculous, you know. Oh, it's terrible. I won't put mango in a beer. It's not beer.
It's Rubicon.
And it carried on selling extremely well, but for us, you know, that description had not been changed. The recipe hadn't been updated.
Yeah.
I think palate's movement of beer has changed so much. And yeah, even before knowing you guys had tried it, we were like, we want to re-sit down. We want it to be accessible. We want it to be natural mango, and we want it to be super smashable. We brought the ABV down slightly because we have huge cake demand for it. So reinvented it, adjusted the recipe. So again, really lovely, soft, pillowy. We've actually reduced the hops to try and take away from the stringency. And yeah, it's still a beer. It's not mango juice. We are doing a collab with Mash Gansu. Well, it's in tank now, which half of the brew is literally mango juice.
Oh,
cool.
wow, okay.
So we are bringing the ABV of the beer down by doing a half a tank with a Berliner Weiss base at 6%, and then we are introducing 1,800 kilos of mango puree.
Wow.
Pasteurizing it very, very quickly, bringing it back, labeling it, so it will be basically diluted with mango juice.
Wicked.
So one of our questions that we had was your grapefruit. Is it your grapefruit IPA that you brew? Was that as a limited edition one?
Yeah, we did.
So on the can, I think it said brewed with 175 grapefruits. That's what it said on the can.
Grapefruits.
Yeah, grapefruits. Yeah.
Right, probably not.
The zest of 175 grapefruits.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So we
Thank you, Brett.
nicely hand peeled all those grapefruits just for the zest aspect.
You actually did. You hand peeled them.
We hand peeled them.
Oh, wow.
How many were?
3, 4 of us.
Really?
It's a good way to find cuts in your hands.
Very painful, I'd imagine.
Super cool gloves. But it gets boiled. It's sanitary. So yeah, that was just for the actual zest of it itself.
Oh, I see.
And then we got loads of grapefruit juice on top of that as well, and we juiced all of those grapefruits.
So the question still stands.
Yeah.
The zest of 175 grapefruits.
Yes.
How much beer are you making out of that?
That was for 20 hex, so we've got about 1,500 litres of beer out of that package at the end of it. So.
Okay.
That's
But yeah, zest. You get the oils, so you get some of the aroma, but it lends business as well. So you've got to almost treat it like a hop. If you put too much in, you can overbitter the beer. Or you don't enough to get that depth of flavour in the oils from the zest before we added all the juice back into the tank as well.
So we missed out the very key word of zest there, Sam.
We did,
Yeah.
we did. But that's just us all
Very
over.
So you don't want to make a beer with 175 actual grapefruits then?
And more.
What did you do with the rest of the grapefruits they didn't use?
No, so we use all those grapefruits and the inside of the zest,
Yeah.
the juice,
Yeah.
and we brought in more grapefruit juice on top of that as well.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't want all that zest.
Right.
So coming back to this beer.
Does it taste like mango?
It does.
It
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
but in a good way. I'm in.
We weren't like saying the beer didn't taste nice. We just said it was just oversold in the description.
I agree.
But I love this now.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I loved it
think
before, but this
Yeah.
definitely comes through.
This is
better.
definitely improved.
Yeah.
100%, tenfold. Yeah, I think it's really quite pleasant to drink.
Good.
Sounds like you're slagging off the last one, Sam.
So we in our previous episode we drank a beer from your Nipa series, and I think it was your 12th iteration. So it was the can with the burnt down West Pier
Yeah.
on the can. Now we've got a burning question for you, and literally burning. Do you know who burnt down the West Pier?
Yeah,
Because
we
we
could.
could-
From me.
Really?
No.
I nearly fell for it then.
Bob down the road.
Because we did a lot of research and we were like, we need to find out who burnt it down.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about potentially it might have been you at one point.
Just to get a good picture.
But yeah, apparently the guy was never found or
So-
person.
So there's lots of conspiracies. I can't make it.
We love a conspiracy theory. Come on.
You know, at one stage, Chris Eubanks was going to buy it for a penny, and he was going to do it up.
Chris Eubank.
Yeah, Chris Eubank, the local legend, heavyweight local legend. That was one rumor at one stage. So it got burnt down, an electrical store. God knows how long ago, a really long time ago. And it was sort of that in-between stage where there was bits maybe we could save and the structure could be brought. So loads of money went into this big pot just to try and bring it back to life. So the benefit of someone buying it for a penny is they take on all the actual pieces to bring it back to life. And then, interestingly, there are some pictures of someone on a speedboat throwing petrol bombs at it.
I told you. I said it was a guy on a speedboat.
Said it was like Grand Theft Auto
Yeah,
style.
Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
style.
So
Because I was like, because the walkway had completely collapsed. So I was
Yeah.
like, how the hell how could the arson attack happen?
I
It
know.
must be from a speedboat.
it was a speedboat.
Thank you for confirming that.
And I found out I lived probably
Next door to Bob.
next door to Bob. He was out that day. I lived about 5 miles up the road from it, right on top of the hill, and debris was landing in the garden. I was like, "What is this?" Like,
Oh,
volcano
really?
nearby, and then found out on the news.
Oh,
That,
wow.
Yeah, it was from the pier. The whole of Brighton was covered in this smoke.
Yeah.
It was a big smoke with probably asbestos in it. I don't know.
So, question for you:
Yeah.
would you leave it as it is now, or would you want it to come back to life?
There's nothing you can do with it now.
No.
They're saying, it costs the same amount of money. It costs more money to do it up than it would to rip it down. It costs millions to rip it down.
It was a listed building, wasn't it?
It was a listed building, and there was a big pot of money that something happened.
So what if Chris Eubank called you up one day and was like, look, let's collab on getting it back?
Put a tampering on it.
Yeah. Would you take him up on the offer?
Of course I would.
UnBarred at the end of the pier.
We can do both versions.
There you go. That's where your new brewery can be, on the end of West Pier.
As much space as you want.
I'll take it.
That leads
Cool
us
to be
on.
down with the sea. Yeah.
That leads us on to that kind of area. You've said yourself and Brett kind of said that you feel like you might be on the verge of outgrowing here right now, and you kind of looking for somewhere with a bigger space. How's that going?
Yeah. So we started 6 months in, lockdown hit, and everyone in their car, all hands on deck, like deliver locally, get it out as much as we can, keep going. But yeah, during that period we quadrupled output. Now we pushed a bit further as well. And as you can see, there's boxes tucked in every little nook and cranny.
Yeah.
You can just about fit your hand between some tanks.
But I think that's a bit of character. I like that.
It's definitely a working brewery.
Yeah.
We can't make the tap room any smaller now. So we've all shipping containers around us for storage. We've definitely done what we wanted to do with this site. Desperately looking for a much bigger premises. But to be in the centre of Brighton, perfect example, opposite the building site there's 19 floors of flats going up. That was commercial. Mm-hmm. If there is any space, it's residential prices that they want to put on it.
Yeah.
Beer, the price point's not going much higher.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to pay everyone a fair wage. We pay the Brighton living wage. So there's not much room for us to do that again in Brighton. So if we can keep this site, which is every dream for us, and keep the home. The home is my 3 by 4 metre shed.
Yeah.
Can't fit many people there. So we want to keep this story. We want to do some bigger creativity with this space and carry on with our barrel aging and do some mixed fermentation. So if we can have a bigger space and do more bigger production, that'd be the dream. It is the dream. So trying to find it. But in talks. We can be within half an hour and drive at least. From this site and get that production facility.
Yeah.
That'll help us keep growing.
And that's important to you, to be close to
Absolutely.
the centre as well.
Yeah, it's a huge part of our story. I'm Brighton born and bred. First home UnBarred Brewery. We're the only central full production facility in Brighton brewing beer. And we work with all our community and all the creatives, as I was saying earlier. So we've got a big heritage here.
Yeah.
So if we can keep that story going, that's really important to us.
Good. Right. Let's get on to some more fun stuff.
Yeah.
You've got your 3rd birthday coming up in August.
Yes.
How are you gonna do that? How are you gonna celebrate it?
So, we've tried every year, but because of lockdown, we've never actually achieved to celebrate our birthday. And we've had loads of plans lined up, and we had road closures planned, and then the council pulled out at the last minute last time. So this will be our 3rd birthday, and we're going to do a beer trail around town. So all the great independent pubs. We're going to have a party in every single one of them.
Mate.
Team up with them.
Are we invited?
Of course you're
I want to come to that.
We're meant to wait for the invite, Sam.
We'll have party bags here, and you'll be able to stamp from every site that you go to.
Yeah.
So it's a nice tour around Brighton.
Chris Eubank at every location.
If we can get him
Yes.
down, I'm
Wait,
up for
I've just had the best idea.
Go on.
Right, so me and Sam are going to organise the Toads table competition for you.
In each location.
No, in this location.
Oh, okay.
We'll bring our toast table and we'll organise a toast table competition for you for your third
That
birthday.
is a deal.
That would be right. Let's shake on it now.
That is a deal. We can bring it back.
Yes, Alex.
We want as much fun and games as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil loads of the engagements we're going to be having, but yeah, we're even getting involved with actors, bands, musicians. So there's going to be a lot of fun had across all the sites, and then hopefully people will end up here.
I can smell a few collabs on the horizon.
There's some collabs happening as
Yeah.
well that we're tying in for it.
Good.
Which are all coming together. And yeah, big celebration all across town.
Cool.
Amazing.
So you released a beer recently. I don't know exactly what date, but Morale IPA, exclusively on cask. Tell us a bit about that.
So yeah, Morale cask and some conditioned cans. So this is based on a 1940s recipe. We tied up with Ron Patterson, who's a great beer historian, who was fortunately very open to discuss with us what beers would have been drunk at that time. So he pulled a recipe out that was very common at the time. My heritage in brewing when I first started, my mentor was the ex-head brewer Green King, so very much about the nuances of mash tun and what we do with English brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really lovely just to focus not just specifically on how many hops we can fit in this beer, but how do we really balance something that has character, heritage, full mouthfeel, and you want to drink loads and will be actually really interesting to a modern craft beer drinker as well, because it's a style that lots of people are potentially doing and it's getting served very badly in certain pubs. Unfortunately, cask has had a bad name for a few reasons, and I want to see more modern craft breweries embracing this heritage and saying, look, this is why England are fantastic.
Yeah.
And we've grown into all these, really exciting concepts that we're doing here. So yeah, it's only 3.9%. We've went through all the history books of how they presented beer at the time. So we've got an old style version of UnBarred Brewery back in the 1940s.
Oh wow.
On the launch,
That's
we had
amazing.
a 1940s swing band here.
Oh.
So it was a three-piece band, and there was dancers grabbing people and
Man.
just having a really amazing time. And we used English heritage malt, English yeast. We used hops from Charles Farren from their breeding program, derived from the hops that were available at the time. We used Harlequin and Olicana, so they have a little bit of passion fruit and mango coming from those hops, more of the modern market, but they are very much the English heritage from the hops that we used at the time, predominantly Buggles. And yeah, cans first came out in the 1940s, believe it or not, because they were trying
really?
to travel beer to keep up morale during the war.
Yeah.
Hence the name. Beer was a huge focus. We need to keep people supplied in beer,
Yeah.
and keep people happy.
And that's the English way.
And that's the English way. Have a proper kneezer.
So cans came
cans,
out in-
bottles kept smashing everywhere. So they started filling cans, and they were adding sugar to the cans to carbonate, like we do in cask.
Yeah.
Or we do personally. There's different ways of getting carbonation into cask. We add some brewer sugar to the cask, and we did to can. First time, all our cans are CO2 injected towards the end, but this was all naturally done to the methods that were done back then. So for us, a really exciting project that isn't, a triple fruited cheesecake goes, or,
Man, that's a good bit of trivia, that.
Yeah.
Cans available in 1940s.
Yeah, absolutely.
They haven't actually changed that much even since, have they? Like the ring pools and stuff I think they got a bit smaller since when they were originally
They weren't
founded.
ring pull, some of them.
Yeah, well, how they
had
were-
the little twist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looked like a deodorant can.
Yeah.
Twist the lid off.
I've-
Sparkling ale, they call it.
I think the can is just one of the greatest inventions of all time, isn't
Mm.
it? Like you just carry around your liquid
Far-
until you need it.
Far more superior than the bottle.
Yeah, 100%.
Far
yeah.
more. Just a few other bits we wanted to cover with you, Jordan. You were going to be representing at Bigfoot Festival this
Yeah.
year, but unfortunately it got cancelled.
It got cancelled.
Bit gutted about that.
Absolutely. We are getting a brand new bar, handmade, and it was pretty much for this festival as well. It was like a big deal. So we're getting a real beautiful bespoke made bar made by some guys locally. And unfortunately, they still didn't see enough lift on the ticket sales.
Yeah.
Don't know if people are still a bit nervous about being at bigger
Coming
events
out,
like
yeah.
that. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Where was it being held?
Bigfoot Festival was Brett. Middle of nowhere.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know where that
You know
is.
where
Yeah.
Isn't that Polly's?
In a field somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely in a field.
Mm.
Sorry to everyone that lives in that area. Where? Claydon. Oh,
Buckinghamshire.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
And
loads
you
of
did a fundraising night for Red Cross Ukraine,
We did.
which
That
is
was-
good to see.
Yeah, that was. We sat and thought long and hard about that. How can we actually make a decent impact that isn't just a way of distastefully representing a brand to say we've ticked that box. If we produced a beer and said, "Oh, the profit from this goes," it would have been nothing.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
is not much profit, especially at, with max capacity. There isn't profit at the moment. It would have been a small gesture. So spoke to a guy, a Ukrainian, who reached out to some breweries and some forums and was like, what are you guys doing? Can you, suggest a few things? And we just said, well, how do we get maximum amount of money and get communities together? Started speaking to other breweries locally, so we called it Brewers of Ukraine. And it completely escalated from there. And then we had loads of local businesses offering donations to this giant raffle thing. And then the top prize was Matt from Essential Cider. He does really amazing cider. I'm not a big cider drinker, but his cider is beautiful.
Yeah.
He offered the top prize of our hot balloon rides across Brighton.
Oh wow.
So someone's won that now. We donated everything, all our time, every pig that went on. We didn't take a single penny, not a single deduction, and we made $7,000 for that one night.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So
that's great.
Huge amount of money for someone our size to be able to achieve that straight across.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Love
It's
that.
good. It's good. Right.
It's still going on.
Yeah.
And I think we've
Still
also
ongoing.
forgotten, with Ukraine, they do still need
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, I got the wrong end of the stick there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think just talking to you today, between us, it's nice to see how charitable you are.
It's
Really?
right to be.
Yeah, no, you are in all areas as well.
But yeah, I think part of the journey of creating UnBarred is very much doing everything.
Yeah, it's talking about how, when we were talking over lunch, how you run the brewery and stuff and what your ambitions are for the future. There's the only thing that you focus on is the love of the craft, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Like
passion.
you're not worried about anything else, and that obviously comes across in in your charity as well. So
Yeah,
hats off to you for that.
it is. It is. Right, I think we should wrap this one up.
Yeah, I
Do you
think so.
But we do have one little request we would like to ask Jordan. Brett's just looking for it now. At the start of this interview, I was saying to you, I feel like it's a tough call between Juicy
you.
and Bueno Shake.
Okay.
But actually, come to think of it, I think Bueno Shake might be the one which pips it for me. What about you, Alex?
Well, Bueno Shake isn't actually a vegan beer, so I always drink it when
When you need to.
I need to. When you make me drink it.
Well, which
So-
one first you want? Because we got.
No. So
If you're gonna.
yeah.
Have a
But
little taster.
we brought this can with us specially because we've been
from our brewery back to the room.
yeah.
Well, because we
Like a
didn't.
boomerang.
Yeah.
First of all, we didn't know you'd have it on tap.
Yeah.
So we just didn't want to take any chances.
So we brought it.
Brett, could we just have 2 more glasses just so we can share it?
Yeah, there's 2 here.
Oh, they're there. Sorry.
If you're
Sorry.
as a vegan gonna drink a non-vegan beer,
Yeah. So
He does it.
there's-
He does
would
it
you
for the
like-
greater good.
do you like the barrel aged bottle version, which is probably our best rated beer?
What of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yes, please.
And I know you obviously don't drink lactose, so if you're going to taste it,
No,
I'd you have the most
Well,
spectacular
so
moment
the
of
reason why we brought it here, because we were
Yeah.
like this, between us,
it.
Alex has had this, even though he's a vegan.
I have.
Yeah.
This is probably our favourite UnBarred beer of all time, and
Right. Let's
we are
wrap it up
with
for them.
the owner and founder of UnBarred right now, and we just want to share.
Oh, well,
what
hang
we
on. I
do.
don't want you to open a whole bottle like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we do that over
Come on.
totes.
We did have toast.
We'll do that over totes. Yeah. Let's have this one now.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
because-
Have you stored this in the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Well, as soon as we got here, we stored it in the fridge.
Okay.
So yeah, we just want to have our favourite unbarred beer.
Unbearded.
That was him 7 years ago.
Our favourite unbarred beer of all time with the owner and founder of UnBarred. Please,
Guys, yeah.
would you do the honours?
I shall.
Should I? It's alright. It's
about.
fine.
Just about.
Just about.
This is. What have you done?
What do you mean?
That's a bit light, isn't it?
That's a bit weird, that.
Well, okay. Talk to me.
Is that not bueno shape?
Certainly not Bruno shade. You're not putting the other side. Like my eyes on that one. Okay.
All right, he was quick to it.
That's
So
the
what-
IPA.
What a great end! That is amazing. Cheers,
I
mate.
could have told you what it comes. IPA.
We spent a lot of time on Monday switching those stickers round. We just wanted to see your reaction.
I will even test people holding it and trying to smell.
Really?
Yeah.
Jordan Mower knows his beers.
And he's got colourblind as well.
It's quite acute. And I'm constantly training it, but the visual on that one might give it away.
Yeah.
So the real bueno shape's in that one.
Okay.
Jordan, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Mate,
Thank you
you're
so much for your
welcome.
time, mate.
Let's have more
Thanks
beers.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
not done yet. We are going to take Jordan over to our brand new Toads table for our first game of Toads.
No,
First ever game.
no one has even thrown a toad on who's going to be the first one.
Yeah.
Well,
We have to fight to the death. I
We
think.
will.
and it is Jordan's first game of Toads as well, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, let's start this leaderboard, baby! Cheers, guys.